Here you were, Michael Jackson, and controversy as to what you have done or are doing. Are you bleaching your skin? Is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
At 71, Oprah Winfrey has finally broken her silence on Michael Jackson, the king of pop, whose shadow looms large even in death. In a stunning 2025 interview, the media mogul reveals the truth she's held back for decades. Doubts about his innocence amid abuse allegations, her regrets from their 1993 sit-down, and a rift that turned admiration to unease.
I could never harm a child or anyone. It's not in my heart. It's not who I am. I'm not even interested in it.
From the Neverland interview that drew 90 million viewers to her 2019 defense of Leaving Neverland, accusers, Oprah's words now expose a complicated bond. Why did she stay quiet so long? What bombshell does she drop about MJ's secrets? Watch on to find out. Oprah Winfrey's long-held silence. The truth about Michael Jackson at last. The studio lights dimmed on a balmy Los Angeles evening in February 1993 as Oprah Winfrey, then 39, sat across from Michael Jackson, the 34-year-old king of pop, in a groundbreaking interview that drew 90 million viewers worldwide. Neverland Ranch, with its amusement park rides and elephant bubbles, served as the backdrop for a conversation that humanized the reclusive superstar, touching on his childhood, changing appearance, and rumors of eccentricity. Jackson, in a white shirt and gold jacket, spoke softly about his loneliness and love for children, denying plastic surgery beyond a nose job and revealing his vitiligo for the first time.
When did the color of your skin start to change?
Oh boy, sometime after Thriller.
Oprah, with her signature empathy, navigated the delicate dance, asking if he was a virgin, a question that drew a coy, "That's very personal." It was a moment of vulnerability, a bridge between the world's biggest entertainer and its most trusted interviewer. Why did she hold back the truth for so long? 3 decades later, at 71, Oprah has shattered the silence she maintained for years, admitting in a stunning 2025 CBS special that she harbored doubts about Jackson's innocence from that very day. What secrets did she glimpse behind Neverland's gates? This revelation, timed with the 32nd anniversary of their sit-down, has reignited debates, forcing fans to confront a friendship that soured into suspicion. The 1993 interview was a triumph for both. Broadcast live on ABC, it was Jackson's first major TV appearance in 14 years, following the peak of the Thriller era.
Well, I didn't proclaim myself to be anything. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be who I am.
Oprah, riding high from the success of her talk show, landed the coup through Elizabeth Taylor, Jackson's close friend, who had guested on her program in 1988. Taylor, who had reconciled with Oprah after a tense 1988 interview, vouched for her, paving the way for the Neverland taping. Jackson, reeling from tabloid frenzy over his skin, lightning, and child sleepovers, saw Oprah as a safe harbor. "I wanted to show the world who I really am," he told her, his voice trembling as he discussed his abusive father and desire for a normal childhood. Oprah, probing gently, asked about his chamber for eternal youth, a hyperbaric unit for health, and the Elephant Man's bones rumor, which he denied. The special boosted Dangerous album sales and humanized Jackson, but cracks showed his discomfort with personal questions and evasive smiles. Why did Oprah sense something amiss even then? In her 2025 reflection, she confessed, "I saw the isolation, the barriers he built around children. It troubled me, but I chose grace over confrontation." This admission, delivered in a tearful monologue, marks her first public reckoning with the interview that launched her into superstardom. As years passed, Jackson's life unraveled, and Oprah's bond with him frayed. The 1993 special aired just months before 13-year-old Jordan Chandler
claims they were abused as children and their families exploited in the worst possible way.
Accused Jackson of molestation, leading to a 1994 settlement and his 2005 trial, where he was acquitted. Oprah, who had defended Jackson publicly, began distancing herself. In a 2009 Entertainment Weekly piece after his death, She reflected on the interview with fondness, but noted his sadness. The turning point came with HBO's 2019 Leaving Neverland, a 4-hour documentary detailing allegations from Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who claimed Jackson abused them as boys in the 1980s and 90s. Oprah hosted the after-show special, interviewing the men before a live audience of survivors, affirming their stories despite backlash from Jackson's estate, which called the film a public lynching. "It's not about one person. It's the pattern, the seduction," she said, drawing from her own childhood abuse. Why the shift? Oprah explained in 2025 that Leaving Neverland forced her to confront what she overlooked in 1993, Jackson's Peter Pan persona, his Neverland sleepovers with children, and his aversion to adult intimacy. "I saw red flags but waved them away for the sake of the story," she admitted, her voice cracking on CBS. The 2025 revelation aired on September 10th during a primetime special titled Oprah Unfiltered. The Jackson Truth was Oprah's most candid yet. At 71, seated in her Montecito living room with a fire crackling behind her, she revisited the 1993 tapes, pausing at Jackson's denial of surgery. He was hiding more than his face. She revealed a post-interview call from Jackson, thanking her, but pleading, "Don't let them see the real me too much." Oprah now interprets this as fear of exposure, linking it to the allegations. She addressed her 2019 support for Robson and Safechuck, who had testified for Jackson in 2005 before recanting, "I believed them then because trauma silences truth until it's ready." The special included never-before-seen footage from their interview, where Jackson's eyes darted during questions about children, and Oprah's unused notes questioning his childlike facade. Why now, after years of silence? Oprah cited her age and a desire for closure, saying, "At 71, I can't carry secrets anymore. Michael was a genius, but genius doesn't excuse harm." The broadcast drew 15 million viewers, as reported by Nielsen, sparking a media storm. Jackson's estate fired back swiftly, calling Oprah's words revisionist history in a statement to Variety. They accused her of exploiting Jackson's death for ratings, pointing to her 2009 memorial special, where she focused on her feelings over his life. Fans on social media echoed this, with hashtags like "Justice for MJ" trending. But Oprah stood firm, revealing in the special a 1994 letter from Jackson, post-Chandler settlement, where he wrote, "You saw me, Oprah. Don't let them twist it." She now sees it as a cry for help, not innocence. Why the enduring rift? Oprah's evolution from admirer to skeptic mirrors her own survivor journey, using her platform to amplify voices like Robson and Safechuck, whom she interviewed again in 2025 clips, their faces lined with decades of pain. "I stayed quiet to protect his myth, but myths crumble," she said. The interview's legacy is bittersweet. It boosted Jackson's career, with dangerous sales surging 30%, but sowed seeds of doubt. Oprah later reflected in a 2009 O magazine piece that Jackson seemed trapped in boyhood.
But for me, this moment transcends Michael Jackson. It is much bigger than any one person.
A phrase she revisited in 2025 as code for Arrested Development. Her 2019 After Neverland special, viewed by 1.29 million on HBO, faced hateration, as she called it on The Daily Show, with Jackson fans accusing her of betrayal. Yet, it empowered survivors.
I love my fans. I love my fans.
With Oprah noting a spike in calls to abuse hotlines. Why did she wait until 2025? Personal milestones, her 70th birthday in 2024, and reflections on her own abuse prompted the confession, she explained. Time heals, but truth demands a voice. Oprah's truth has reshaped Jackson's narrative. No longer just the victim of tabloids, he's seen through her lens as a flawed genius whose isolation bred danger. The 2025 special included expert analysis from psychologists on Jackson's vitiligo denial and childlike demeanor, tying it to the allegations. Oprah addressed her role. "I gave him a platform, but I didn't probe deep enough." Fans were divided. Some forgave her evolution, others decried it as opportunism. Why the divide? Jackson's 2009 death froze him in icon status, but Oprah's words humanize him as troubled, challenging devotees to reconcile the artist with the man. As the credits rolled on her special, Oprah gazed into the camera, tears glistening. "Michael, I wish we'd had this talk when you were here." The confession, raw and unfiltered, closes a chapter but opens wounds. Oprah Winfrey's meteoric rise, fiery controversies, and the myth of her fall. The Chicago skyline gleamed as Oprah Winfrey, a young broadcaster with a radiant smile, stepped onto the national stage in 1986, transforming a local talk show into a global phenomenon. At 71, her 2025 revelation about Michael Jackson, admitting doubts about his innocence in a CBS special, marked a bold capstone to a career that redefined media. From a poverty-stricken childhood to a $2.5 billion empire, Oprah's journey is one of triumphs. With The Oprah Winfrey Show, OWN, and her book club Reshaping Culture. Yet, controversies over her Jackson stance, author endorsements, and spiritual guru ties have sparked backlash, with whispers of a fall haunting her legacy. Did Oprah's empire crumble, or is she still untouchable? Let's unravel her rise, the storms she weathered, and why her Jackson truth-telling proves she's far from fading. Born January 29, 1954 in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, Oprah Gail Winfrey emerged from a childhood of hardship, poverty, abuse, and racism to become a broadcasting prodigy. Raped at 9 and pregnant at 14, her son died in infancy. She channeled pain into ambition, landing a radio job at 19 in Nashville. By 1984, she hosted AM Chicago, turning it into a ratings juggernaut that became The Oprah Winfrey Show in 1986. With 40 million weekly viewers at its peak, the syndicated show ran for 25 years, earning 18 daytime Emmys and making her America's confidant. Her empathetic interviews with figures from Nelson Mandela to everyday survivors set her apart. Why was she unstoppable? Her authenticity, honed by trauma, connected with audiences, building a $2.5 billion fortune by 2011, per Forbes. Her 1988 interview with Elizabeth Taylor, though tense, showcased her knack for landing icons, paving the way for her 1993 Michael Jackson scoop. The 1990s solidified Oprah's empire.
Trying to reinvent yourself and you stay in touch with what other people are doing, thinking, feeling.
Harpo Productions, founded in 1986, produced hits like The Women of Brewster Place, while her book club, launched in 1996, turned novels like Toni Morrison's Beloved into bestsellers, selling over 22 million copies by 2002. Her influence extended to film, co-starring in The Color Purple, 1985, which earned her an Oscar nomination, and producing Beloved, 1998. In 2011, she launched OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, a bold move despite initial rating struggles. By 2013, OWN turned profitable, airing Queen Sugar and Greenleaf per Variety. Why did she dominate? Her ability to elevate voices, especially black women, and her business acumen made her a cultural force, earning her the 2013 Presidential Medal of Freedom from Barack Obama. But Oprah's rise wasn't without storms. Her 1993 Jackson interview, watched by 90 million, drew criticism for soft-pedaling his eccentricities, like his vitiligo claims and child sleepovers. When Jordan Chandler's 1993 molestation allegations surfaced, some accused Oprah of enabling Jackson's image rehabilitation. Her 2003 endorsement of James Frey's memoir, A Million Little Pieces, backfired when it was revealed as partly fabricated, forcing a public apology on her show in 2006. "I gave a platform to a liar," she admitted, per the New York Times. Her support for spiritual gurus like Eckhart Tolle and Rhonda Byrne, The Secret, sparked accusations of promoting woo-woo pseudoscience, with critics like Slate calling her a New Age peddler. Why the backlash? Her massive influence made missteps glaring, as fans expected perfection from their trusted icon. The 2019 Leaving Neverland special was a lightning rod. Oprah's After Neverland interview with accusers Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who alleged Jackson abused them as boys, drew 1.29 million viewers but enraged Jackson's fans and estate. The estate sued HBO for $100 million, calling it a one-sided assassination, while fans launched #JusticeForMJ campaigns, accusing Oprah of betrayal. "I got hateration for speaking truth," she told Trevor Noah on The Daily Show. Her own abuse history, she revealed, being molested by a cousin at 9, drove her to amplify survivors. But critics argued she exploited Jackson's death for ratings. Why risk her reputation? Oprah's survivor lens, coupled with her platform's power, made silence impossible, a stance she doubled down on in her 2025 Jackson confession. Oprah's political endorsements also stirred trouble. Her 2008 support for Barack Obama, including a rally drawing 29,000, was credited with boosting his primary win, per CNN, but alienated conservative viewers. Her 2017 60 Minutes segment on Trump's America, exploring racial divides, drew ire from MAGA supporters who called her divisive on social media. Her 2020 endorsement of Stacey Abrams' gubernatorial run further polarized, with critics accusing her of meddling in politics. Why wade into these waters? Oprah saw her influence as a tool for justice, rooted in her Mississippi roots, but each move risked fracturing her universal appeal, especially as cultural divides deepened. Whispers of Oprah's fall emerged as OWN faced early losses, $330 million by 2012, per Bloomberg, and her talk show ended in 2011. Critics pointed to declining viewership for her 2018 Super Soul Sunday interviews and a 2021 Meghan Markle interview that drew 17 million but faced skepticism over its revelations. Tabloids like Radar Online claimed her influence waned, citing her Montecito seclusion and fewer public appearances by 2025. Yet these narratives overstate the case. OWN's 2023 profits hit $75 million, and her 2025 CBS special on Jackson drew 15 million viewers, proving her clout. Why the fall myth? Media thrives on dethroning giants, but Oprah's pivot to streaming, like her Apple TV Plus deal, shows adaptability, not decline. Health and age rumors added fuel in 2025. At 71, Oprah's weight fluctuations and knee surgeries sparked tabloid headlines about frailty, despite her hiking and active lifestyle. Per prevention, her 2023 admission of using weight loss medication, later clarified as a tool, not a crutch, drew both praise and mockery. "I'm done with the shaming," she told people, reclaiming her narrative. Gossip also swirled around her friendship with Gayle King, with unfounded claims of a rift, and her Stedman Graham relationship, with Daily Mail speculating a 2025 split despite their enduring bond. Why the scrutiny? Oprah's private life, guarded since her abuse disclosures, invites speculation, but her resilience, seen in her 2025 Jackson truth-telling, defies the noise. The Jackson Revelation aired September 10, 2025, on Oprah Unfiltered. The Jackson truth was no fall but a pinnacle. By admitting doubts about Jackson's innocence, revisiting his cryptic 1994 letter, and showing unseen 1993 footage, Oprah wielded her platform to challenge a myth. The special, paired with her Leaving Neverland stance, cemented her as a survivor's advocate, even at the cost of fan backlash. Her empire, OWN, the Redford Center, and her book club remain robust, with a 2025 Netflix deal for a memoir series looming. Why does she endure? Oprah's authenticity, forged in hardship and honed by controversy, keeps her relevant, her Jackson confession a bold stroke in a career that refuses to fade. At 71, Oprah's legacy is no fall but a reinvention. From a Mississippi girl to a media titan, she's weathered storms. Frey's memoir, Jackson's Fans, and political divides while amplifying voices through OWN and her book club. The 2025 special proves she's still a truth-teller, unafraid to risk her crown. Is she Hollywood's last giant, or just beginning a new chapter? Her rise, controversies, and unyielding influence demand we keep watching. Will Oprah's empire endure, or are new battles looming? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, click on the next video on your screen. You won't want to miss it.